Symbols give us our identity, our self-image, our way of explaining ourselves to ourselves and to others. Symbols, in turn, determine the kind of stories we tell, and the stories we tell determine the kind of history we make and remake. Quotation, Mary Robinson. Making a statement in 2023 is about living in a world unbound by prejudice or persecution. Live life freely. Make a non-violent attempt to broaden your social discourse. Open one's eyes to the plague which bastardize our society. Our t-shirt brand, our collective statement wear, is attached to the centralized mission of the LLC.
Good morning. This is Randi of Randi's Rant, and this is a Randi's Rant special. In his acclaimed writings, Dr. Howard Thurman has said, one's desire and hope for others and one's sense of need, which the whole human family shares, the need for peace, for health, for justice, and for decency. On this day, August the 3rd, 2023, we come forth on a date that will certainly possibly live in infamy in our history of our country. In 258 years, no president has ever been indicted and brought to trial. And 258 years appear to be lost of the world seeing us as a beacon of democracy. One man, one vote. No man is above the law. No kings. Today is the arraignment of former President Donald Trump. And we might as well theme this day as Winter in America.
Our t-shirt brand, our collective statement wear, is attached to the centralized message of the LLC. This is the process. Pray without ceasing. Vote as a tribute to our ancestors and our children's future. Advocate for real, lasting policy change. Agitate through direct action. Educate our children about the past that brought us here to the present and on into the future. Boycott, because we ain't playing. We mean your business. Hey friends and followers, this is the daily news with legs. It's going somewhere. Please follow us at www.makeastatementwear.com and support our statement wear brand. Peace.
Formerly known as Individual One, Mr. Trump, the election a spectacle. He only ran in some instances to avoid jail, and he does not believe in democracy. Individual number one received he has a prior record regarding this instant matter. Well, what is his prior record? Well, he's been twice impeached. He currently has 2 other cases that are working in other states. As a former probation officer, and even Al Sharpton, the street social worker he considers himself, said that oftentimes you had guys that come up to you and say, Mr. Reverend Sharpton, I caught a case. But who comes up to you and say, hey, I caught 4 cases? Then there are the cast, the co-conspirators, people like Mr. Giuliani who did more than ruin his career. The man was an icon and would have gone down in the history of the country of bringing back one of our greatest cities, New York. And now he is just a guy that people will remember with black dye running down his forehead. At any rate, these co-conspirators have no status other than unindicted versus indicted, which is pretty nebulous. And this is ample time to hear the case. As I've said, it's a sad day for the country, and the history will know into history is Winter in America.
Hey friends and followers, this is the daily news with legs. It's going somewhere. Please follow us at www.makeastatementwear.com and support our Statement Wear brand. Peace.
Free speech is an issue that the Trump lawyers will bring up, but it has been said previously by the Supreme Court, you can't run in a theater and yell fire and think that that's free speech. Another thing that stands out in this case is the one matter involving denying the rights. It is the last count in the petition, and basically is saying that he broke a 1965 Civil Rights Voting Rights Act, and as well as which is what caused in 1870 Ulysses S. Grant to actually put this law into effect to keep the Ku Klux Klan from terrorizing and murdering former freed slaves who were attempting to vote. Obviously, Mr. Trump has not murdered anyone, but the reality is quite clear that all the contested counties was where black people lived. In Milwaukee, in Mariposa County in Arizona, Michigan, Fulton County, Atlanta. This is in total violation of what the Civil Rights 65 Voting Rights Act was trying to do to keep the KKK, out of the rights of people to vote. We have this issue in terms of who Trump supporters are. 65% of them are mostly white, and they have racial animosity, and 5% are mega white nationalists. Previously in his prior record was a case that he was investigated for collusion, and he indicated that there was no collusion. But why was Paul Manafort pardoned? Paul Manafort, of course, you realize, was Donald Trump's campaign manager, and certainly was operating as a foreign agent without being, in compliance and notifying the right people. Someone recently indicated that Mr. Trump, a professor, that Mr. Trump appears not to care about his party, principle, or patriotism. That will be for American history to determine, truly. I go back to that 1870 decision by Grant to enact basically the order to stop KKK from terrorizing, killing, and burning black churches, not because of their praising of Jesus, but because the slaves were learning to read in church, which means they might vote.
Our t-shirt brand, our collective statement wear, is attached to the centralized message of the LLC. This is the process. Pray without ceasing. Vote as a tribute to our ancestors and our children's future. Advocate for real, lasting policy change. Agitate through direct action. Educate our children about the past that brought us here to the present and on into the future. Boycott, because we ain't playing. We mean your business.